Alright fellas, we're going to take the seat off today and see if we can get a better idea on what we actually want to do. Alright, so we've got the seat off. There's just a couple of latches. There's one here, one on the other side, and it pops right off. Battery we have in here is too small, so I'm going to remove the battery and probably buy the right size battery and hook it up to the trickle charger, or I might just hook this one up to the trickle charger, I don't know. So I have an idea of what I want here. I think sissy bar is going to go away. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to remove this inner fender and the entire fender. We're going to relocate our, I don't know what this is, it might be a fuse box or something, not really sure. We're going to relocate it somewhere over in this mess, and then we got to figure something out with the shocks. I think our first purchase is going to be whatever we need to shorten this. So there's a couple ways that I can do this taillight. Obviously we're going to replace the fender. The whole point in replacing these is I want the new fender to ride right on top of this wheel. So we're probably going to take those out, lower the frame to wherever it needs to be, get it sitting real low, and then we'll put in a hard bar right there and use a Springer seat for the suspension. Back brake city, and that way we don't have to like change a serious amount of this bike to make it look the way I want. Another idea I put in is we'll remove these, get some regular risers for a single bar, and get some 12-inch apes. We're going to keep this is pretty solid tank, so we're going to keep it. And what we're going to do is we're going to like clean it up. We'll remove the cap and the petcock and paint the whole thing black again. I don't know if we're going to put the Yamaha symbol back on it or not. I kind of want to debadge it, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And also we're going to remove these guys, these blinkers, and I'm going to get a bat wing front fairing. They're pretty cheap on eBay. Probably remove this stuff here. So if there's anyone out there that wants any of these parts, the seat's going, all this stuff is going, the handlebars will be going, and these blinkers will all be going, that I'm certain of right now. If we run into more stuff that we're going to change, I'll mention it as we go. But I'd like to keep the drivetrain pretty close to stock. I might, if I learn anything about the calipers, I might go to an aftermarket caliper, because I heard the brake stuff on this is difficult. Alright, so I've decided to actually start tearing this thing apart. So this is a toolbox. We got a screw, 1 screw, 2 screw, 3 screw, 4, 5, and 6, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and pull all those off, pull this box off, let people know that I have it, and I'm probably going to sell it. I don't really want it, so we'll move on, we'll get it off. So I'm not totally sure why, but I felt it was important to show you the struggles, things that I mess up or whatever. So these 3 screws, I initially attempted to use a screwdriver to get them out. Was unsuccessful. I was afraid about rounding everything out, so I used an impact driver, which worked. It loosened everything, but ultimately still wound up rounding this one out. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, there we go. And also that one. So to correct this, I got one out. That one came out fine. We're going to use this, and I'm just going to kind of spin it like so, which is working just fine. We'll do the same thing with this here to get this off. I think these 3 just hold this license plate bracket on, and I'm trying to decide if I want to clean it up and just sell the thing as a whole. I'll probably paint this black, kind of get rid of some of the rust and paint it black. Alright, that's it for this one. Alright, so focus real quick. I've got all 3 of these bolts holding it out, so we're just gonna pull it out. I haven't actually pulled it out yet. Let's see. It doesn't really want to fit. It will fit. Oh, there we go. Got it out. Something I wanted to bring up as I'm setting this down is one of the bolts broke. You can see right here. It sheared right off, so it just didn't want to come out. So whenever this one goes up for sale, someone's going to have to tap and drill that out. I'm going to be selling all these parts for relatively cheap if you guys are interested. Probably, honestly, probably $5 to $10 a piece depending on what it is. The shipping is going to be stupid, I'm sure, but I wonder how this sucker comes off. Probably just take the whole fender off, but alright, let's get this bad boy off. I wonder if we can take it off without taking the strut off. We'll find out. Okay, so I've got it off. It's right there. I got all the bolts in the baggage here. I don't even know how I'm gonna ship that thing if someone buys it, but we'll figure it out. Something I discovered about this bike that I didn't know, so I'm pretty sure these are adjustable air shocks. I'm pretty sure, I don't know for absolute though. So there's a tube that runs through them, right? And it looks like on this side there might be a nozzle or something. Oh, this comes off. Screws off. Look at that. Let's try something. Let's see if I stick a screwdriver or something in there, maybe we'll be able to let some air out and get it down to the ride height that we'd like to be. Ooh, that was kind of gross. So that's it. I didn't I guess it's just for adjustability. Doesn't really matter. So I'll be selling these as a pair. I'm gonna try to air them up and make sure that they hold air. Alright, so I've tested it, aired it up, and aired it back down several times. It holds air really well. So those are probably gonna go for $10 plus shipping. And kind of excited. I might, if you guys are really interested in the parts for these things, and I might be able to make back what I bought it for. Alright fellas, let me know if there's anything you need. I'll start pulling it off if I'm going to get rid of it. A lot of the front end I don't think I'm going to get rid of, but all this stuff is going to go. So I think I'm going to remove this now, and we'll get back to you when that's done. What do we got to remove it? We need 1 bolt, 2 bolt. Hopefully that's it. Maybe there's bolts on the inside. I'm going to hope that those 2 bolts just do it though. Alright, so it was just those 2 bolts. Came right off. I have no idea where it's going to go, where I'm going to put it, or what it is. I'll do some research on that later. Next we're going to pull this guy off and start trying to label some of this wiring, because we're going to need it later. Not really sure. I think this is the left blinker, or the left blinker. I don't see the stuff for the right blinker, but something's probably under here for the tail light. So, gotta make all that stuff work. Alright, so we got this guy off. It's hanging out over there. I'm honestly not sure that I'm going to sell this one, just because it is, it's rusted pretty bad. I might try to put some solvent on this and see if it kills the rust, but I doubt it. So, it's kind of a crucial moment for me. So I really want to figure out what I want to do here, right? And I'm looking at the bike and I'm like, this could be a really badass bobber, right? What I would have to do from here is I'd have to get rid of this, right? Imagine a imaginary line here from here to there. probably, you can tilt, like, so once this is gone, you can move the suspension and have the whole frame kind of move, right? And get a straight line down. And that could potentially look really good. But the other side of me wants to put bags here and use this here for bag hardware. Now this would have to come down to like here. It'd have to be really low for me to do that. So either way, these are going to come off and everything will sit lower, and I'll like set it in such a way that'll make it sit where I want it to sit. And then we'll probably replace these with a steel rigid bar, and we'll put a Springer seat here regardless. So it's going to be like there's no suspension in the back no matter what. But next step is to take this guy off. I can't really figure out what in the world is holding this on still, so we'll see what happens there. But we'll get that done. Alright, so we are starting to look better and better with everything we do. The next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to remove these and try to set the bike. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to try to set the bike at the height that I want it to be. So I should probably pull this kickstand up if I can. Oh, that sucker's in there. I don't know if that's going to make a difference in how low the frame will actually allow me to go. But I really want is for, I'm going to have to cut these off. Like, undoubtedly these are coming off. Oops, sorry. Undoubtedly these are coming off. And I want this to sit beside the tire. I want this to be completely engulfed with tire. So the only thing you see really is your fender, right? I think that's how we're going to go with that. It's looking better with everything I do. It's crazy. Take parts off and it looks better. Alright, so I think we're going to call it quits for today. The next thing that I'll be doing is fabricating a bar that goes from here to here. After I figure out how I can set this, what I did was put this pipe here just so it wouldn't fall, because the weight of the bike is right there. You can see it's kind of, the tire's not super great anyway. It's kind of got a divot going in the tire. So I'm going to be replacing these tires anyway. I kind of like the wheels, so I think the wheels are going to stay the way they are. So we're going to go full fender. We're going to bring this. I want this right here to be right above this caliper. And that's going to make, removing the caliper really difficult. So I'll be making these pretty easily accessible to remove, because I will have to remove those and lift the bike up in order to remove the calipers. I've got ample room on this side to go down, so the bike can go pretty low. That's about, I want to say that's like 6 inches, maybe 5 inches of a drop that it's going to experience. So I'm pretty sure that this whole portion of the motorcycle down here is going to be significantly lower. So I have to be careful as I'm setting this to make sure that I can still like make turns without problems. Another thing that I need to watch out for is I want this exhaust. We're gonna hack it off back there, and we're gonna run a pipe back out here underneath the bags. So it'll come all the way out here, just past the tire on either side. I'm not gonna really do anything with the headers. Obviously, we're gonna do a shit ton of cleaning. Like, we're gonna clean all this up. I might pull these valve covers off and polish them. And I kind of like the engine being black. I just wish, maybe it's just dirty. Maybe if I clean it, it will look better. So we'll clean everything up, see what it looks like. This boot looks smoked. seeing it now that I'm looking at it. So might need new boots. But the next step really is I'm gonna put a trickle charger on this battery, and then we're gonna get it running. We'll probably do that in the next episode. All right, fellas, have a good one.